Hey viewers, welcome back to the latest episode of RHO Market Chat. Robin, so please take us through on last week's recap.
Well, last week I was clearly not bullish on the market. The Wall Street major indices fell from its all-time high between 30 to 35%, did a bottom, rebounded 20%. Well, I said that the market in the near future could be range bound, and I would expect after a range bound and consolidated price action, it could retest the March low again. So that's what we saw last week. The market just bounced within 1,005 points, and I'm talking about the Dow Jones index. But the significant news last week out of US has been the US unemployment data. And you could see that in 2 weeks, we had unemployment of 10 million people. And that is unprecedented in the history of United States. And then we had a job data that was released last week, and the job data showed US largest monthly loss in 11 years. So you could see that we had most months on an average, the US would have added between 100 to 300,000 jobs. But last week, we saw the job data. In the job data, we saw a loss of over 600,000 jobs. So clearly there is no good news coming out. That is why I am not really positive on the market now.
Robin, we have seen the unemployment figure becoming so bad. Then why is today's Asian market hours, is the stock market surging?
Well, last week we didn't have very good news coming from the market, but this morning we saw the Asia market surging on the back of a very strong Wall Street index futures. So Dow Jones future was up almost 900 points today on the high, and that really is because of reports of the coronavirus in Europe showing slower death rates and slower new infection in the hardest hit countries. So this positive news led to the rebound in the Asia markets.
Robin, this morning it's reported that Russia and Saudi Arabia is very close to an oil deal. What is the impact on the market?
Well, this morning we really had actually two catalysts that drives the Asia market. All right, one is the news about the improved coronavirus situation in Europe, and second one really is about a report that Russia and Saudi Arabia is very close to clinching an oil deal to cut oil production, and that is really a positive news from the market. But however, I think that the market could be in for disappointment. And that is really because Donald Trump has tweeted that he expects a 15 million barrel cut out of the coming meeting between Russia and the OPEC. But if you understand about the oil market, Saudi's production on a daily basis, on an average, is between 12 and 12.3 million per day. And Russia's production is between 10.8 to about 11 million barrels per day. If Donald Trump is correct, a cut of 15 million barrels per day would account for 65% of the combined Saudi and Russia production. And I don't think that's going to happen. And if we are talking about 15% barrels per day, that will even be higher than all of US oil production. So that is why I believe that the market could be in for a disappointment. Well, another reason why I'm pessimistic about this deal is while Trump expects Saudi and the Russians to cut 15 million barrels a day, he is not committing the US oil producer to cut back on their production. So with that, I don't think the Russians and the Saudi is going to be very happy to come to a solution on this matter. Well, let's take a look at the crude oil chart. Well, according to my trade plan, crude oil has hit a resistance of 28.55. Well, if there is very positive news coming out of the Russian and the OPEC meeting, crude oil could head up to 34.75, and that is only if there is news that will surprise the market on the upside. But otherwise, if there is no news that will surprise the market on the upside, or if the market is disappointed with the deal, then we could see crude oil possibly coming back down to $24 and even $20.
Robin, last week you wrote on your RHO Trade Signal Facebook page that gold will glitter. Why is it so?
Well, last week I read many reports about analysts downgrading gold prices, and the reason is because Russia, which has been, all right, one of the biggest gold supporter in the last 5 years, they have announced that they will stop buying gold and even possibly selling gold. Well, the reason why I have been positive while a lot of analysts are bearish is because that in spite of the Russian announcing that they will stop buying gold, gold prices has been firm. And to me, that is a bullish signal. Well, let's take a look at the gold trade plan. Well, if you look at the charts of gold, right, gold started the year around about 1500, shot all the way up to 1705, and then had a mini setback. All right, it went all the way back to where it started from at 1500, and then it took a rebound, and as of today, it is trading at 1634. Well, I just said that Russian have announced that they will stop buying gold, but even after that very bearish news, gold has seen good strength, and just the last 2 days we have seen gold rising. Just looking at this trade plan, gold is currently being resisted at this resistance line in my trade plan, which is right about here, about 1630 to 1640. And if gold is able to break above the 1640-45 mark, we could see gold heading towards the last high at 1702. And if we break 1702, it could possibly take 1725, and that's where we could probably see a small little retracement from there. But I believe in this month of April, gold could possibly hit my target at 1796 mark. All right, so clearly I am bullish on gold, And the other reason why I'm really bullish on gold is because of the central bankers dishing out money through their fiscal and monetary stimulus. Right, we hear of the U.S. Fed just handling checks to the U.S. citizen, and this morning or this afternoon, we just heard from our finance minister that every Singaporean above 21 years old will get $600. All right, this is what I call helicopter money. Central bank has resorted, all right, to money printing and handing out cash to citizens. So with so much money handed out and so much money printed, the value money will drop, and when there's a lot more money in circulation, that is clearly good news for gold, and I would expect gold to be bullish in the near future. And this is my trade plan, and let's watch it, and I'll talk a little more about gold in my next market chat.
Hey viewers, that's all we have for you in this week's RHO Market Chat. If you like our contents, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.